Welcome to Pull the Pin Already, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
But we promise you we can give them to you anyway.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Nate. And let's pull the pin already.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing. I guess you start me off with a little smile because all these shows end up getting a little heated up anyway. You know what that's for, though? It's kind of weird. That's probably because I'm so frustrated that I'm getting tired of the news. I'm getting tired of the same old stuff. I'm getting tired of, being drugged down this hole and there's not much to do about it. And maybe that's part of my problem. Maybe I just don't know what to do about it, or maybe this is all I can do about it. But apparently, I'm not mustering an army to go against anybody. So let's just keep doing our thing.
We just keep getting out of headlines.
Yeah, which is pulling headlines from the mainstream media and just talking about it from our perspective as if we know what we're talking about because we may or may not have read the article. But why do we know?
Because we're average veterans. We've been around the world and we know everything about
I
our
don't know.
opinions.
Yes. So I don't know if you noticed this cool little piece of artwork behind me. Kind of
Oh, I
hard
like
to see,
it.
I guess, for that light.
Nice. Yeah.
I have to figure it out and put some probably lights around it, put LEDs. But that was generously donated as a gift from an old friend of mine, ex-girlfriend of mine. And it's probably the best gift I've ever gotten. And I appreciate you. Thank you.
We know she watches.
I'm sure she's watching me. I mean, I don't blame her. Why would you blame her? Like, come on.
That could be a bad thing.
We look at the information we put out. Like, come on.
True.
You think she's watching because of me? No. Anyways, thank you again. And also, I just want to give another shout out to Johnny. Christine, she pops in when she can. But Johnny has been, I mean, dude, we see your emails. We see everything. We really appreciate what you're doing. Sometimes we even pull some of your headlines, which is great. Keep it up. We don't want you to go unnoticed, man. We do appreciate you. And hopefully one day you will get on the show. Unless, dude, we're being duped this whole time and that Johnny's the old Johnny, you know what I mean? The young kid that's my daughter's friend. And he's been playing a pretty good game. If he has, we'd still bring him on because he's been playing a pretty good game if he has. And it's really not worth me investigating to find out. So we're just going to move on with some headlines because that's what we're here for. Let's get to it. All right, Nate, it's on you. Oh, my internet looks shaky again. Why does my internet always start out shaky? All right, Supreme Court rejects case to disqualify Trump in 2024 presidential race.
They're trying everything to do to not get him the run, aren't they?
When does it become obvious to the idiots?
Oh, it never will.
Like, I mean, who are they? Oxen? Who are the animals that run to the cliff and they just fall off because they follow each other?
Oh, I have no idea.
There's a bunch of animals, like whether elk or whatever, I don't know, whatever stupid animals they are. When the herd goes off the cliff, they all go off the cliff. But when do you walking down the road and you see a big hole? When do you say, hey, I better not step in this? Like, when do you get to that point? My goodness. After you stepped in it?
Who knows? I mean, they're going to keep following him off the cliff.
I mean, let's just come on. Let's play devil's advocate. Let's be fair. Let's say you really think Trump is a really, really bad guy. Like, let's say you really believe Trump is the equivalent of Hitler and all these things people are saying.
And you just got us blocked.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. YouTube, we don't want to block this. So screw YouTube. Don't get me going on them again. But so really, let's say realistically, let's say you truly believe that. What do you think is happening? You think these people just are coming up with, oh, look, we found a new thing. Oh, we found a new thing. You know what I mean? Like they have the access to all the stinking media, the intelligence, and they still can't convict this guy on anything solid enough because they can't convince people or they can't get away with their lies. Like at what point do you just wake up and say, wow, I've been following a bunch of corrupt idiots? Like at what point? And like I said, I'm not here trying to tell you Republicans are good. They're all bad. Even your favorite congressman, let's go to like Jim Jordan. I like him. He seems to be standing up for the cause. I like him, but he's got dirt too. He's got money invested in companies too.
They all do.
So why is this a Democrat-Republican fight? It's really us versus them. It's the haves that belong to these little clique circle versus the rest of us that have nothing. And I'm okay with you want to be content with your little small job, your little house, your little car, or even chasing a bigger, even if you got a bigger one, because we know like you're rich from the government. But I mean, if you're content with where you're at, that's great. But in the end, you're not going to end up there if you get in the way of somebody else's wealth that's in this little circle. They will take you down. I mean, who knew? Like, I don't want to rehash Russell Brown, but I mean, Trump is a big figure. He's making big waves. But take a guy like Russell Brown. He was a nobody. Well, he wasn't even a nobody. Think about it. He was an actor who people just, oh, he was an actor. Like, think of how many actors you know that did drugs, went off the loop. Howard Stern, another good example. He's a
Isn't his name Russell Brand?
Russell Brand.
You said
Yeah.
Brown.
Did I say Brown?
Yeah, I got
in my throat.
I got to fact check you to make sure we don't get a.
Well, we just changed it to Brown. Oh, wait, he just changed it back, so I can't be wrong. He identified as a Brown for a second there.
Oh.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, this guy was a nobody, and then as soon as he rises to the level of threat, he gets crushed.
Shut him down.
Right. So what you, like Nate, like let's just say us, for example, we're not some big YouTube channel. We don't have a great big audience, but don't you believe if we started to get a big audience, they'd shut us down? You know what I mean? It's because we're a threat. Anybody who knows this, I mean, this is 101. This is human nature 101. But yet you sit there and you believe that this government, nobody trusts politicians, nobody trusts the government, is literally going after Trump because he's a bad man. Like, how do you believe that? They're going after Trump because he's in the way of their riches and power.
Yes.
That's it. That's it. And if you say, well, he's such a liar, well, tell me a politician who's not. That's why I can't argue with these old ass men that are just so stuck on, Trump bad, Trump bad. Like, dude, you've been around for 80 years. Tell me a politician who's not lied to you. And you're going to sit here and use that as an argument against Trump? Come on, dude, shut up. I'm not even trying to hear it. Just do your time and get out of here.
Moving on.
Yeah, move on. Democrat Jamaal Bowman denies pulling fire alarm to delay White House vote. Give this guy a fair break, man.
I am. So what did he pull it for?
To get out the door that was locked.
Oh, well, there you go.
Because it said fire alarm on it. Because that's usually what opens doors. But, ex-principals know that because they've, seen them and had fire drills mandated by the state.
Yeah, so he wanted to get out of the room. He had to leave, and he didn't want to go out the proper exit. He wanted to go out the whatever exit he wanted to.
Right.
It wasn't because of the vote.
Mm-hmm. He was rushing over to do a vote that
He's Russian? He's Russian?
Yeah, he's Russian. No, that'll get us banned, right? So he was rushing over to go get to a vote that he believes was put on the floor too soon. Gee, now,
aren't they all?
Call that circumstantial evidence, but it all adds up.
Aren't they all put on the floor too soon?
Well, no. Dang it. I don't know what is in my throat. I'm trying to get these oats down and push it down.
The oats was in your throat.
Right. Well, maybe it was. But so we know, like, look at the cackling idiots on The View. I hate, dude, if there's anything I despise in this world, like, they're not worthy of a turd for me. These idiots on The View, they're talking about this stuff like it's never happened before. Maybe not the fire alarm, but they're talking about it like it's like they have selective amnesia. You know what I mean? Like, remember Nancy Pelosi came out with this big thing because they're arguing that, well, this vote was pushed forward too fast. They didn't have enough time to read it. But remember Nancy Pelosi came out with this big, 800-page thing and literally told everybody, yeah, you got to vote. Yeah, you find out what's in after you vote for it. Like, remember that? Like, do they not remember that? So they never said, Nancy Pelosi, you need to wait and let everybody read these 800-page bill. They never said that, right? They just said, you're an idiot for not voting for it, right? Because it's for the American people. And now all of a sudden they're taking the other stance. That's why I can't take these people serious. Don't get me wrong. I think we're all hypocritical in one way or another. But this is just blatant. And if you're a zombie that even watches, I don't know who's watching these cackling hen idiots. I don't know who's watching them. But they're dumb. They're the stupidity of television. I would watch Jerry Springer reruns before watching The View.
Hey, don't you knock Jerry Springer.
Well, I'm just saying.
That is real storylines of the people. Don't you knock him.
Well, don't get me wrong. I believe the storylines are real. I still think it's scripted. I'm pretty sure.
Kind of like these headlines. Anyways,
Yes, exactly. So good on you. I hope that dude goes to jail forever. So here's another example. Matt Gaetz introduces motion to vacate Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker.
well, voting to get him to become a House Speaker was a shit show. So why not keep it going?
Well, I mean, really, how did he become House Speaker?
By giving stuff up and voting a certain way.
Yeah, by giving concessions to the guys who would not get on board.
Yeah.
And what's he doing now?
Going to give concessions to Matt Gaetz again.
No. That's why Gates wants him out.
Oh,
Because that omnibus bill, that delay they did for 45 days, that was McCarthy going behind their back and just making a deal with the Democrats.
but don't they have to vote for it? Why did
Yeah,
he vote now?
but those little guys, I don't think had the votes because remember the Democrats weren't participating. They didn't want.
So he got enough Democrats on board by doing something in the bill to vote. Yeah, get enough votes to vote yes. I guess I don't know.
The point is the dude's integrity is shot, and we all knew this. Most of us knew this from the beginning. That's why they didn't want him in there. And again, it goes back to the same thing. It's like the bully, the previous bully who got knocked off the hill, wants to come back in the game, and everybody thinks he's changed. Oh, put him in. No, dude, come on, stop. The guy hasn't changed. He's been in politics for years too. It's just it's dumb.
Why didn't Matt Gaetz run for Speaker of the House then? If
maybe he's not, he doesn't have enough connections or enough dirt on everybody else.
Yeah, I don't know how it works.
Yeah, well, you know how it works. It's all corruption, man. It's all
but I don't know. I don't know how you have to become Speaker of the House. I mean, your party nominates you, right?
Well, you got to get the votes. Just like remember when somebody nominated Trump.
Yeah.
You remember you watching that whole thing? Somebody nominated Trump. I think Gates was it Gates that was. I think Gates was nominated once.
Who knows?
But you got to get the votes. So obviously, there's too many.
And that's how good it is inside one of the political parties. They can't even agree on stuff within their own party.
Well, because the problem is, like you know this too, Nate. It's not a Republican Party.
No.
I mean, we've said it a million times. It's a uniparty.
It's a government party.
It's a government party, right? It's a get-rich scheme government party. It's a pyramid scheme, and if you're not in the game, you're an outsider. No matter what letter you wear in front of your name. The difference being is the Republicans are not smart as the Democrats. The Democrats all fall in line because they know, hey, we got to get our cut. We better shut our mouth. That's the difference. And you want proof of that? Look at AOC. AOC, remember she came in like a fireball, like, oh, you can't do this. This is that. That's the people. Now look at her. Like she's literally doing things against the people for the party. So it just proves to you. It proves to you the Democrats have been running it.
Got her in check quick.
Yep. So, all right, well, here's my favorite Democrat. That's sarcasm if you can't tell. Gavin Newsom appoints woman who doesn't even live in California to Dianne Feinstein's seat.
But
how is it even legal?
Does she own property in California?
I don't know. But how is it even legal? Maybe that could be the answer.
There you go. That's the answer. She might not live there right now, but she has property there.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have to be a resident to be an elected official in a state?
Well, maybe she holds a California driver's license, but lives. You know what I mean? Maybe that's her summer home. You can have two houses. You can only have one driver's license.
So you're saying she's a resident of California, but she decides to live in Maryland?
Is that where she lives?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, that's.
Well, we haven't even gotten to the good part because she's an openly gay, black, lesbian, whatever. I don't know. Whatever.
I have no idea who she is.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea who she is.
She's a victim party celebrity, I guess. I don't know. That's exactly who she is. So I don't.
The state doesn't have to vote on this. They just appoint.
No,
somebody.
I don't think so. I think when someone passes away, somebody gets appointed. But it's only temporary till the election, or maybe some states they have an election scheduled, but someone has to fill a spot. I don't know.
Oh, me either.
It might be state specific, and I don't know what California does, but I'm sure it's probably stupid.
But it's for a Congress seat or a Senate seat, right?
Yeah.
So that would be Congress or Senate specific, not state specific, right?
Yeah, but each state represents or elects them, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're a representation of the state.
This chick didn't get elected. She got appointed.
Right, which is, I think, the rule. If somebody dies, you get to appoint somebody in the interim. So But even like with that governor up in, what's her face, when she stepped away for a minute or something, and
New York.
The lady below, whatever. The lady, was it New York?
I don't know.
Either way, but the politic game. Look what we're talking about. We don't even know the rules, and we're kind of watching politics, right? We don't even know the rules. What do you think the average person knows about the political game?
I am an average veteran, so about as much
you're
as
an average veteran, so you got an edge, right? Because you've been in the government for a little while.
Not at all. Being in the government, anything in politics.
You've seen other governments in other countries, so you know that it's something different about the U.S. You know,
they're just as corrupt as the other governments.
Well, the corruption's definitely more hidden and more concise. There's not guys standing on the road holding AK-47 saying, "No, you can't go this way." We do it a little more cleverly, right? Which we can get into another time, but we'll go ahead and wrap this up because this is just, I don't even know how this is happening, but people need to wake the hell up. But again, Nate, thanks for joining me. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, do all that cool stuff, like send us your money or whatever it is. And until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.